I got the power. Come on. And the whole world in my hand. You don't want to listen. Power. My hand is warm. It's nappy as hell. And that's my power. They hate on my skin. I'm black as hell. And that's my power. You hate my image. Cause I'm made. Hating on me. Ooh, I'm made in the image of God. My hand is
Hey, let's bring us in, bring us in. Bring us in, bring us in. Fire, more fire, more fire. Let me hear that bomb, brethren. Bomb, 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 bomb. Come on, brother.
We back.
The bomb! Come on, brother! Yeah, that was some good stuff right there. Good stuff, good stuff. Playa, what was that song? What was it?
Hey, that was Power off of Lael's album. No Place I'd Rather Be.
Yeah, hey, good stuff. Good stuff. Right. Ah.
Previously on Armor of God.
Roll the tape.
Verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
So now, the ones who had did the destruction to us shall rejoice over them, right? Go ahead.
And make merry.
And make merry, like Merry Christmas. They shall make merry, have a holiday commemorating the destruction of the 12. Because people always get amazed when they look at The Simpsons, and it's like, oh, The Simpsons do this.
Right.
No. Again, which is what we're talking about with them. They put their vision on shows and movies to let you know we already know what we're going to wind up doing.
Right.
They even predict that they're going to lose when Christ come back.
They even got a book called Esau Edom that tell you in the first page that this world is a movie.
And then everybody was scared of America, and America officially really became that superpower. They've been had power in 1776, but they really had that superpower once they dropped that bomb on it. Everybody was like, oh no, we can't do nothing about these guys. But then they also put a photo out there. They said Jesus Christ looks like this. They made an image to that same man with power, and he was white. Go ahead.
Verse 17.
Come on.
And that no man might buy or sell.
So they have the power to stop nations and individuals, but nations of people to not buy or sell on the earth. They have. What other nation has the power to do that? Guys, that's what it's talking about. Then that no man might buy or sell. There's only one nation that has the true power to stop somebody from doing that. America.
After the woman.
After the who?
After the woman.
To make the woman, which is us, the Israelites, look terrible, bad. That's why the news is like that we look evil. We never be nothing better but gangs, whores, and whoremongers, so on and so forth. But also push their message too about themselves, read.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
And that's going into how we look upon media, and that we should be like that.
Wisdom.
Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
So let's count the number of this same man that came to power. Go ahead.
For it is the number of a man.
It's a number of a man, not an actual animal, a man. Go ahead.
And his number is 666.
666. Hey, I ain't gonna even hold you. We have a lot to talk about. Dialogue heavy show still, we give the visual perspective to the spiritual objective here at Armor of God. Hey! I am Officer Abraham. To my left,
Officer Sear.
that wasn't
Officer
Sear.
Sear.
Okay, there we go.
Officer Polite.
And this is the
Armor God Radio Show.
We got a fire show today, man.
Yeah.
Fire show.
Yeah, we got a fire show that never have a thumbnail. All praises.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
I apologize.
Hey, I was waiting for it. I didn't say nothing the whole week because I just wanted to say it right here. Live.
I'm sorry.
So today's topic is Afro Futurism. Afro Futurism. So we got some stuff for you today. But first, let's get our scripture. Hey, Lila, check it. Watch this. Hold on, wait. There's a scripture that I had saw. I love adding stuff into this too. Give me First Ezra chapter 5 and 40. And then give me my regular scripture.
Verse 40. First Ezra chapter 5 and verse 40. For unto them said Nehemiah and Atharias that they should not be partakers of the holy things till there arose up in high priest. Clothed with doctrine and truth.
Clothed with doctrine and truth. Clothed with doctrine and truth. But clothed with what kind? What kind? This kind.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God.
For what?
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That's why. So we're going to put on this clothing of doctrine and truth. We're going to put on this armor of God, so that way we can be able to withstand against the evil-ish the devil got for us. Give me the next scripture.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth.
And that deceiving bastard, that's in the Bible, I can say it. That deceiving bastard tried to trick people to make him believe what he wanted them to believe. That he the real Jews, that he the real people. And then on top of that, he actually wants us to be away from our God. So he's like, you know what? This is what God says. Read that again.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
Put out a lot of lies. Go ahead.
After the woman.
After us.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23.
So they put out these doctrines and all of that stuff to get us to be carried away from God's law, his truth, his holy commandment, right? But it won't take us if we're clothed with doctrine and truth.
Right.
It won't take us if we have on that armor, girded with also our sword. Our sword. I'm sorry, not sword. Sword. Go ahead.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee.
Now this is Revelation what?
Revelation 18, verse 23.
Go ahead.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee.
Go ahead.
And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Go ahead.
For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
All nations deceived.
Hey!
One more scripture. Give me that other one.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 12. The night is far spent.
The night is far spent.
The day is at hand.
The time to wake up is here.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Let's cast off these filthy rags and then put on what?
And let us put on the armor of light.
AKA let us be clothed with doctrine and truth. So,
I would have dropped all the arsenal right then. Come on, bro. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. So
we got bombs. We got some more bombs.
Fire stuff. Fire stuff. Fire stuff.
Let's go.
All right. So let's see. This is where I want to start. They have something that we was talking about before the show got rolling. We was just up here chit chatting, and a part of Afro Futurism. Matter of fact, give me the definition. I think there's a wiki on it, right?
A wiki.
Like a wiki link. Wiki. Afro Futurism. I believe we had. If we didn't have it, just look up Afro Futurism.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's look that up. Oh, by the way, donate.
Yes, donate. Right there in the bottom left-hand corner of your TV. Right-hand corner if you're facing it.
You see it.
Afrofuturism is a cultural aesthetic philosophy of science and history that explores the intersection of the African diaspora culture with science and technology.
Now, this is interesting. It says it's a cultural aesthetic, right? Philosophy of science and history that explores the intersection of the African diaspora. So this is about a particular people. The diaspora is those who were scattered, right? But who was scattered? James 1:1, please.
Yes, sir.
Who was scattered? Keep me right there. No. Yeah, picture in picture. That's good.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad.
So the ones who were put on the ships, who was colonized and sent everywhere on the planet, that's the diaspora that's talking about. So when it's talking about African futurism, Afro futurism, they're speaking about the ones who were in slavery and then a future with just us ruling. Question is, are we African? So we have to go there, right?
Oh, man.
Are we African? Oh, interesting. Now, I didn't send this, but Joshua, this is what I need you to do. So I'm going to stall for a bit, but this is what I need you to do. On your Young Prophets channel, I don't know if any one of y'all are back there. I sent a photo from Babylon to Timbuktu. And matter of fact, hey, go ahead, talk. I'm going to send it to you. There's one thing I want to send. I want to make sure y'all get in there.
Yeah,
go ahead.
all praise. Hey, can I get that? There's no new thing under the sun. Let me get that in Ecclesiastes real quick, because it said in the Afro Futurism, it said, "It's you." Can you pull that up again while you're searching for that, or you need to use the screen? Okay, yeah, pull up that Afro Futurism again. I want to see something there. It says a philosophy of science and history that explores the intersection of African diaspora culture with science and technology. Right. So it's a futurism, but it involves our history. Can you read that real quick?
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9.
You can drop that.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
The thing that have been, it is that shall be. Now, what's interesting about that, about Afrofuturism, right? Our future is our past. Right. I don't know if y'all caught that, because the officer actually said it. Our future is our past. We're going to rule in the future, just like we did before we went into slavery. This is not far-fetched what we're about to pull up. This is going to happen because it's been before. We already were doing this. Go ahead, Oscar.
Yeah, hey, so I sent it to the group. Give me that photo. So the thing is, are we African? Before we get that also, see, I'm somewhere. But if you could, I think over there is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Now it's somewhere. Yeah, find that for me. So, Sid, this is what I need you to do. Give me the scripture in Deuteronomy 28. Give me the scripture in Deuteronomy 28. Take a picture of that and send it to him with ham. Some of this is coming up. This was not inside my notes. I'm just bringing it up now, but we're going to talk about it anyways. This part is, though. Give me that. Deuteronomy 28. Read 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Now, we're going to build, right? We got some stuff that we're going to show you. But watch this. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, Moses was speaking to the Israelites when he delivered them by the Spirit of God, with the Spirit of God, right? He delivered them from Egypt. Then he said, if you do these commandments, I'm going to set you above. Read that, verse 1. Look at this is Afrofuturism right here. Read verse 1.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Again, talking to the Israelites. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
So you keep God's laws, what God going to do for you?
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So he said, I will set you above every nation. Your future is going to just be you ruling over everyone else. That's what he said, if you keep his commandments. But since we didn't, like it said in verse 15, one of the things that was going to happen to us, the Israelites, is this. Go to verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So now remember, the Israelites were in Egypt. Egypt, we all know, had a lot of black folk there, right? A lot of black people. But just because they were black doesn't mean everybody that's black don't mean we all the same race. That ain't how it works. Japanese and Chinese people look the same, but they two different races. So anyways, real Africans sold Israelites. He said, I'm going to bring you back in that same kind of bondage, that same kind of slavery that you was in Egypt. But this time, I'm going to bring you into that slavery. How?
Again, with ships.
But this time, I'm going to bring you there with ships. I'm going to bring you there on ships. Do we have any photos of that? We have any photos of any slave ships? Give me one. Show me something. He said, I'm going to bring you back into that same slavery again, but this time I'm going to bring you there by way of a ship, by way of ships, period. And that wouldn't span for years upon years. Because remember, Afrofuturism, a part of it was talking about the African diaspora or the scattered. Well, how did we get scattered? First and foremost, they had real Africans, which we're about to get. Give me Psalms 106:37. They had real Africans grab us and sell us to the Arabs, right? And the Arabs and whatnot sold us off to the Chinese, the East Indians, the so-called white man, right? Sold us off and then scattered us from where we were at all over the planet. This is how we got pushed into all of those areas. They start to scatter us like this. They start to deal with us like this. Okay, interesting.
The devil!
Come back to us. Give me that scripture.
The book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 35.
Okay.
But were mingled among the heathen.
So now, when we were amongst the African tribes, they knew who we were. If any of y'all who travel, whatever the case is, y'all know the Bantus over there that's us. The Nilotes are the real Africans, so there's a difference there.
That's right.
They sold the Bantus or us everywhere around the world. They sold us. But when we were there, we learned a lot of what they did. So sometimes we get this Afrocentrism, we get that inside of us thinking that, like we do this, look, we try to be like, black power, right? But we do this not for black power amongst us and us ruling just with us. We do this assuming that our roots are African, speaking like, we were, how do I say? I want to say this without trying to sound ignorant. The way that they attribute Africans, right? The way that they attribute Africans, the people, how they were over there, we always like to go back there and then specifically Egypt. We're better than Egypt. We came out of Egypt and went into Jerusalem.
That's right.
We're better than that. We are bigger than the things that they like to put in Afrocentricity and Egyptology. We're bigger than all of that. God made us his people. But when we were there, we learned from them. And we learned what they did religiously. We were smarter than them. We had our own thing set up. And we're about to play that in a second. But we still learned their ways, followed their gods, married their women, married their men. That's what we did. Read that. What you got, Seal?
But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
We learned what they did. Go ahead.
Damn.
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Right. We served their idols. But we already had wit with ourselves. Now, are we Africans? Are we not? Are we separate from them? Give me that photo. I think Pelias sent it to you. This comes from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Ham.
So now, if y'all know about the story of the flood, Ham was one of the sons of Noah. So here we go.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood. And one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
Go ahead.
He became the progenitor
Forefather
of the dark races.
Go ahead.
Not the Negroes.
But not the Negroes.
But
So that means just because they black don't mean that they Negro. That's what it means. That's what he's saying. Just because you see black people over in Africa don't mean that they Negro. Now, there are some of us that still are over there that didn't get sold over this way. But but definitely, there are real Africans that are there versus us being there also. Like these, read.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians.
Real Africans.
Ethiopians.
Real Africans.
Libyans.
Definitely real Africans.
And Canaanites.
Absolutely real Africans. Yeah, they the real ones.
Right.
So,
Doo-doo.
oh, good.
You are doo-doo warrior.
Yeah,
y'all got the sound right. Y'all all right.
Yeah, they be doing some stuff, spreading out all over their face, nasty ass people. But anyways, we ain't them. Unga boonga and swinging from trees and ish. Nah, we won't doing that. Before they sold us, let me show you what we knew. Give me that photo that I put up.
That was a great debut of that soundbite.
Yeah, that was perfect timing, by the way. Hey, check this. So give me this. This is what we used to know, but they took this and then made us slaves and niggas to the point to where now we only can hope for Afro Futurism. But we're going to show you. We're going to show you some stuff. But this is what they took. Go ahead.
The black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes.
Wait. So that means that they had black Jews, black Jews, us, and there was an advantage over the real Africans. So we learned their gods, but we were still smarter than them. Okay, go ahead.
They carried their culture, history, laws,
which we didn't follow all the way. But anyways, go ahead.
And written records with them.
Go ahead.
This assured them a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization.
So we built kingdoms when we were there. Go ahead.
Because of the stability of the black Jewish culture.
Go ahead.
The Jews were not absorbed into the
I always have a hard time saying this. Autochthonous
population.
I'm black.
What does
black
that
Jew.
mean?
I'm a black Jew. Go ahead.
In fact, the Jews absorbed some of the native tribes.
So that's what we just read in Psalms 106. Go ahead.
The Jews made use of every opportunity.
Like?
They were an industrious and skillful people.
Unlike today. We still are. We still are industrious, and we have that in us. But we lost a lot of what we're about to read. We had kingdoms set up with these things in there. Go ahead.
In the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings.
We were kings.
Princes.
What else were we?
Governors.
Go ahead.
Generals.
Read.
Secretaries. Treasurers. Revenue agents. Judges. Architects. Engineers. Doctors. Historians. Language interpreters.
We knew multiple languages, huh?
Mathematicians.
So that stigma about black people not being good at math, that's a lie. We used to be the best mathematicians. Go ahead.
Jewelers. Sculptors. Masons.
Uh-huh.
Carpenters. Painters of art.
Read.
Goldsmiths. Leatherworkers. Potters.
Read.
Armorers. Saddlers. Blacksmith. Agriculturalists, etc.
So we was all of this. But they had dropped us down. Right? Because we was out of our own sin, not keeping God's law is why we got into that. Right? Good. Go back to the definition of Afrofuturism. Go back to that definition now. We're getting somewhere.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, read that again. Is the culture?
Afrofuturism is a cultural aesthetic philosophy of science and history that explores the intersection of the African diaspora culture with science and technology.
Interesting. Go ahead.
It addresses themes and concerns of the African diaspora through technoculture and speculative fiction.
So that part, that's the part that I'm kind of harping in on. It says, no, move me right now. It says it addresses themes and concerns of the African diaspora, sort of scattered us, right, through technoculture and speculative fiction. So that's why when you see photos about Afrofuturism, they have things like, hey, matter of fact, I said I didn't want it, Joshua. I think I do now, just to show you what y'all think Afrofuturism is. Yeah, I think I do want it now. Give me that same one, if you can find it, when you type it in. This is what y'all think Afrofuturism is versus what God says Afrofuturism is.
Right.
Watch, I'm going to show you.
It said speculative fiction. I don't like that.
So now you can remove our decal. It could be full video because it's TikTok. They don't own this. I mean, they do, but they don't. Go ahead. No? Okay. Go ahead.
Nobody else.
I don't know. Come on. Let's go. I need to see this. Yeah, say something.
Hey, anyway, like it says speculative. I don't like that because it's not a speculation that this is our future. We are going to be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
It's not something that we can't accomplish. It's going to happen.
So, look, check it. This is what they see, what a lot of y'all see Afrofuturism is. So go ahead, play this.
Negate, some of the basic things that ain't right.
Yeah.
You get the
technoculture, like you see that, right? Hold on, pause it real quick. So I want you to notice, the thought is that they have this God, I thought it could be, because some of us do look like that, but I'm assuming, I'm going to go with your thought, Hamite looking. But I thought about this, right? Go back a little bit. For some reason, it just stood out to me. Go back just a little bit, if you could. A little bit. Right there. Stop. For some reason, this stood out to me, right? And I'm looking at, Afrofuturism, and they said technoculture. Mm-hmm. And your first thought when you think about it is you have the immense amount of technology, almost like Black Panther, which we're about to get to in a second. And it's like this jet ski that looks like a mini yacht, and you're in the cold mountains with this futuristic clothing, right? And we look at this and be like, oh, this is the future. But I'm going to tell you, this is the slick part about it. Go to Isaiah. This is the slick part about it that I think a lot of y'all seem to miss. Isaiah chapter, I want to say 19. Give me a second. Isaiah chapter 19. And they have another scripture where it says your prognosticators and all that other stuff.
40, yeah, so see.
19 and 3.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof.
So now remember, we got brought back into Egypt again with ships, right? So that's here. We're back in that slavery. So he's talking, this is the parable. The Egypt is talking about here is talking about where we got brought into slavery. So here is going to fail. America invented a lot of things. They did a lot of techno-revolutionary builds, right? So he said the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Go ahead.
And I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols.
And they shall seek to the idols, the ones that they created. Read.
And to the charmers. And to them that have familiar spirits. And to the wizards.
That right there. Ain't talking about some big cauldron with a pot of guts and human remains and stuff. Ain't talking about that stuff that you see on TV. That's technology. That's technology that's talking about. What it's talking about is charmers, is familiar spirits and wizards. What do they use to be able to tell or forecast the future? I'm gonna give you two examples. IT, for a quick second, look up data science. I'm gonna show you the vision that y'all have of Afro Futurism and God's. That's why that stood out to me. And I know usually people let that slip past. I know that's not how spiritual men roll. We catch ish. Give me data science, the definition of it. So let's see. All right, so let me see here. It says a multidisciplinary field that uses a variety of techniques to extract insights for data, blah, blah, blah. Scroll down to data answer questions. And why it needs to happen, so on and so forth. Okay, so data science, that part where it says data scientists work with large amounts, that top paragraph.
Yes, sir. Data scientists work with large amounts of data to answer questions such as what happened, why it happened, and what can be done with the results.
All right, go ahead.
They often work in teams that include business analysts, data engineers, IT architects, and application developers.
Right, scroll down a little bit now. So go to where it says data science. There's a reason why I'm pulling this. Data science is one of?
Data science is one of the fastest growing fields across the industry, every industry. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median salary of a data scientist.
Blah, blah, blah. So the reason why I pulled this up is because they use these guys. Now give me the definition of data science, and then give me a definition of economist. I'm gonna help you out with that one. So the reason why I pulled that up is because they have these guys that's behind the computer primarily. It's not like they're doing this on paper now. They have these guys that they look at to forecast things that's going to happen by looking at stuff that already happened, right? Remember. You found that scripture for me in Isaiah where it says, "Where's your monthly prognosticators?" Yeah, give me that one. Because in Isaiah 19:3 it says the charmers, those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards, right? Okay, remember that. Give me that right. Real quick.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 12.
Come on.
Stand now with thine enchantments.
Stand now, because it's about time for you to fail. God about to get you. He's talking to America, right? Esau. Stand now with your enchantments. Let's see what you got. Come with that same energy. Go ahead.
And with the multitude of thy sorceries.
And the multitude of your sorceries. Go ahead.
Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
So remember, one of the big labels that's starting to increase is data scientists. I'm hitting y'all with something now. One of the things that's increasing is the data scientists. The foretelling of where they're going to be able to be at, whether it be with the census with people, whether it be with health field, whether it be with this, whether it be with that. They use that, right? I'm going somewhere. Go ahead.
If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail.
It said monthly prognosticators too, right?
It's about to go in turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels.
So the multitude of your counsels is the different areas that they have to. They're constantly going at it to see how they can use their wizardry. Go ahead.
Let now the astrologers.
Make no mistake, this is wizardry. Even how y'all looking at us right now, this is wizardry. This is witchcraft. We pull it out all the time. And we might get it again. Out of the shadows, he said, hey, the wizards, they brought them into the forest, the druids. Yeah, and the Magi's came and they consulted one with another. So that way they can pull the vision to let you see our vision that we want you to see. This is wizardry. The way you see me. This is wizardry. That's what it is. God didn't this ain't of God, but we're using it for the better good. That's why. Come on.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators.
So let not the astrologers, right? The ones who zodiac sign. What's your name? What's your sign? Zodiac killer.
What's your sign, queen?
Yeah, what's your sign, queen? Libra. I'm a Libra. Oh, we can't be together. I'm a Sagittarius.
Because you a Sag.
Hey, all of these are methods that they use to try to tell the future.
Yeah, all of these. Every last one of them. Start from the top.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers,
people that are looking at the stars to tell the times and all that. Go ahead.
And the monthly prognosticators.
And the people who now look at different things month over month to now look, oh, well, this month, this is what your month means. This is what that. I'm like, oh, well, I don't believe in that. If you got horoscopes, you do. If you subscribe to, well, go ahead. It's not just horoscopes. Go ahead.
Stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon you.
You see, I had to catch myself. But no, he said, stand up and let these things, let that defend you. So we had data science, right? Give me that other one. Come on. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Okay. Scratch this one. There's another word, and I forgot to send it to you. It's cool. Give me economist. Give me that. What is an economist? So, give me that.
An economist is an expert who studies the relationships between a society's resources and its production or output.
Right? So the point of an economist is to be able to give or foretell things that's going to happen with the economy. They have this show called Foundation, pending. We're going to break it down. They have this show called Foundation where the economists have foretold the economy within that realm, that power, that planet was going to fall. Why am I bringing this out in relation to the TikTok thing? Go back to TikTok now. Why am I bringing this out?
Let's see.
Because, come on, let me see it. So, don't play it. The reason why I'm bringing it out is when we have this vision, this thought, that our future is so engulfed with an absolute outrageously advanced technology like this, for example, right? We're looking at it through the lens of the wizardry that got us subdued right now. I'm going to tell you what the spirit is. Go to Proverbs 3:31.
Yes, sir.
That's not saying that God don't have a certain level of, per se, tech that's going to be in the kingdom, right? Everything with him is spirit. The stuff that we see it as ain't nothing with God. Everything we see, the tech future, the techno culture, is things that we learned but just advanced from the man who put us in chains. That's what it is. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31.
Go ahead.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Come on.
And choose none of his ways.
That right there is choosing one of his ways. Right. We would have never saw that. That is like choosing one of his ways. But our future just, okay, we're going to take what you had got, some of your ways, but just now you're not going to be there. It's just going to be us. But his influence is inside of your technology.
Hey, also, can I back you up?
Go ahead.
Hey, can we read Proverbs 3:31 again in the next verse? And I just want to jump to another verse. Because this is built off their, like you're going into data analysts and the people that are creating these ideas of what the future may look like. That's what all AI is. It's a compilation of Esau's ideas of future, right? Read that for me.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Don't look for a future built by them. Read.
For the fraud is abomination.
God hate them. Read.
To the Lord. But his secret is with the righteous.
But the true understanding of what the future is going to be like is with his chosen people.
Yeah.
We read that in Deuteronomy. All right, hey, let's go to 1 Corinthians 2 and 7. I'm going to show y'all something.
Yeah.
Right. 1 Corinthians 2 and 7. Y'all got the thing. That was the thing from last night?
Yeah, they still ain't caught it yet.
Yeah. Play it again. Yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 7. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery.
We speak, because it was given to us. We speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Even what?
Even the hidden wisdom.
What?
Even the hidden wisdom.
We got that. You've been given that. Read.
Which God ordained before the world unto our glory.
Which we already had from the times before. Read on.
Right. Verse 8. Which none of the princes of this world knew.
They don't know. They don't have the technology to be able to really pull up, like, this is what the future's going to be. They don't even have an idea. Read through it. Let's go to 9.
For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory.
They would have been trying to serve us from the beginning. Read.
But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him.
Hey, our future. Hey, it's self-explanatory, man. You can't even imagine it.
Now, I want to say this about this scripture here, because I was actually meditating on this yesterday. When it's talking about in verse 8 and 9, which none of the princes, read that again, 8.
Which none of the princes of this world knew.
Right.
For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory.
So it's talking about us. Now, for one, this has nothing to do with the so-called white man and then them coming into the fold, right? That has nothing. God ain't with everybody. Right. So it's talking about us. And then he's like, if we knew who the Lord really was and what he was coming to do for us, we would have never killed him, because he was coming to give us that grace to be able to get ourselves right so we couldn't inherit the kingdom, right?
Right.
So go ahead, verse 9.
Verse 9. But as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them.
Now, this is twofold. First, the first portion of the definition that we are used to is we don't know what's really the kingdom going to be like, right? We don't. That's not the surface level. That's actually the deeper level. But we don't really know what it's going to be like. It's going to be better than what we ever can even imagine. You can get a think tank of the best minds in the world every generation until you die, until this world goes to hell. If God didn't bring the kingdom at that point, yeah, you'll never guess how good it's going to be.
Oh, praises.
You'll never guess. But even with that, right, the surface level understanding of this is men have not understood the purpose why Christ came, because they were still at that time talking about, is this the guy? He was coming to give that remission of sins and the putting away of the sacrifices. That's what it was going into. So, I want to say this. Now that we had Afro Futurism, we put up the TikTok video, right? Okay, interesting. Give me the next. We had some of that stuff in order. Give me the next video, or I think it was an article. What we had next? Give me the next thing. You had something?
While they pulling it up, y'all got it? All right, let me get Genesis 6. Because going into what you said earlier, officer, about we were mathematicians, we actually touched on a little bit of, quote unquote, I guess you could say Afro Futurism. Am I saying it right? Afro.
You trying.
Futurism.
Yep,
yeah.
that's it.
Read Genesis chapter 6 and verse 15, because the officer mentioned when we came into Egypt, we already had certain abilities. We was already smart. And there's one thing that you mentioned that I wanted to bring out. You said mathematicians. I thought it was heavy. Artificers and stuff. Read that.
Genesis chapter 6 and verse 15.
Start at 14.
Verse 14. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark.
So Noah had to make an ark. And inside this ark, he made rooms for designated things, different animals, so forth and so on, right? Read.
And thou shalt pitch it within and without with pitch.
Read.
And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of.
Read.
The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits.
300 cubits. Do you know how much of a mathematician and how smart you have to be able to measure 300 cubits? Because nowadays we have what? We have tape measures and things of that nature. So a lot of us can't measure those things. But Noah knew how to do it because he had the Spirit of God on him. He had that ability in order to know mathematician back then. This got to be this certain size. That ark had to be specific. Oh, this type of gopher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It had to be that. Read on.
The breadth of it 50 cubits.
50 cubits.
And the height of it 30 cubits.
And we can keep reading on down, but when you read about this, Noah had to have some sense of intelligence in order to know, okay, this is the right size. This is what God wants me to build. No, hey, Shem, no, put that down. It's got to be this size. You got to have a sense of intelligence to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the only boat that survived the flood.
And you know what? There's no other boat that's been created. Even I'm talking about the Titanic and all that measures up to the ark. You can look it up.
Yeah, hey.
It's never happened before.
Hey, check this.
Just like, my bad.
Yeah.
Just like the pyramids. Why can't they rebuild them?
Hey, they can't rebuild the Kremlin because that was us that built it, and that's when Putin inside of it. They can't even rebuild that.
There we go.
Thank you, Officer Bilal.
There you go.
My verse, my verse must not have been that good.
Hey,
read it before.
matter of fact, real quick, go to the image that says Afro Futurism. It was for Google. Give me that one. Go to that image where it says Afro Futurism. It's a screenshot.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Okay, yeah. Zoom in on the words. All right, so it's a literary genre, and it has these images right there, right? Cool. Come on.
What is Afrofuturism? Afrofuturism expresses notions of black identity, agency, and freedom through art.
Through art, okay.
Creative works and activism that envisions liberated futures for black life.
Okay, it envisions liberated futures for black life. Here's next. This is what I want next. Give me where it says the video. I'm trying to find the name of the video. I'm sorry. Give me the name. Give me the video where it says Seer has sent it. It was like Black World and Afro-futuristic short film. That's what I want.
And officer, when they say, when we just put up that picture, it say Black Life or the creation. who do they always post? Remember you said Esau knows it. He takes some of this stuff. He says, okay, this is, but I'm going to give you this so you can think this is what it is. They always put somebody in the forefront every time you see AI futurism stuff or stuff like that. It's always black women.
Always. That's another thing.
When they say futurism for us or they say black life, there's no man ever there.
Hey.
It's always the sisters and the robotic stuff and, you know.
And you gotta wonder, brothers, you have to wonder why you're never in the picture. Like, for real, like when you think about Afrofuturism, because some people, they're like, oh, well, hey, AOG is getting off to somewhat of a slower start than usual. They usually have all the kinds of, no, just for a second. There's a philosophy, there's a certain thought that when you deal with topics like this, you have to take a second and let what we're saying bathe on your brain. Because when you hear it, it can be very attracting to you, and then you can accept it without really examining it because it just says Afro, future, us liberated, non-slavery. Cool.
Right.
Black people, black power. Woo! That's what you're doing.
Harambe.
Yeah, you're doing stuff like that, but you have to look at it. Be like, hold on, wait. Afrofuturism is good, but if it's through the eyes of God, not after your eyes. Because if you do it based off how you do it, the woman is in the front still. You're not there. And if there is a man there, he got a mask on. I can't tell it's a man.
That's what you want. You know why Afrofuturism has the woman in the front too? Because Esau pushes that because they're the only. If is a future ruled by black people, the black woman ruling is the only way that the Esau is going to be in that future.
Bruh.
It's the only way because if the black man's ruling, they done. They already know that.
Yeah, they do know that.
They want
It's
her
finished.
to rule.
Hey, and so, anyways, hold on, wait. Give me the video. Yeah, Black World. No, that's a good point. Black World. Yeah. So, how long is this video? Okay, come on.
Our world was dying.
Oh my
All
God.
right, so they're naked.
We had no choice. We had to leave.
Suit and tie. Paul, wait, no. I'm not.
You see.
Just,
You see.
yeah,
You
just,
see how they do.
just go back.
You see how they do it.
Just go back. Yeah, play. And pause it when I say
Our world was dying. We had
pause.
no
Now play it like it.
choice. We had to
Pause.
leave.
All right, so I have a problem with this. Yeah, I got a problem with this. He's like, oh, the suit and tie. Where do we get that fashion from? Who gave us that? That's why I'm saying, like, all right, you Afrocentristic people who believe in Afrofuturism, cool. We got scriptures for that. Matter of fact, this video is going to have chapters on it, so if you want to jump ahead, then feel free. But look, video team, just to let you know. So,
Get to work.
hey, but why? Who gave us that fashion? That ain't ours.
Yeah, it's not. You go, because, like, and anybody can be like, nah, that ain't true. That ain't true. Go to a job interview. You're not going in a T-shirt.
No.
You're not going in jeans and the shorts. Well, if you're in your right mind, you're not.
This generation's starting to. I've heard, but go ahead.
What's the first thing they tell you to do? They say things like cut your hair, cut your beard,
Yep.
and wear a nice what?
And when
Wear a nice suit.
Suit
Because
and tie.
that's Esau's form of this is how I want men to dress.
yeah.
Dang.
This is a certain level of armor because what this is doing is it's now training your brain that if you want an actual futuristic future with us ruling, there's a certain manner in which you have to now dress, train your mind. Like what were we wearing is the question you have to ask. If there's going to be a future, for one, I also noticed that if they did show the women, all right, I noticed the women were covered up. That's another thing. Outside of this one I saw a naked. But the other ones I saw the women covered up. How were we dressed? If you want an Afrofuturism, right? How were we dressed? Here's my questions to you. How were we dressed? What God did we serve? And are we going to go back to serving him? Where were we at?
Hey.
Did we have somewhere where we go to worship? If we did, what did it look like? If we had our own stores, what was the name? When we said the name, what language was it? Was it still English?
Hey,
What did we do? What did our soil look like? Was it all dirt or was it paved with different things? How did we talk to our family members? Were we the actual top? Where did the woman go? Was the woman underneath the men? Where did the children go? What were their schools like? What did we teach them? Was their curriculum based off of what? Math first? Was it based off of societal norms second? What was that like? When it came to our buildings, how was our architecture? Was it all square and triangles, or were there different shapes and sizes? What was our currency? Did we use gold? Did we use platinum? Did we use silver? What did we do when we did that stuff? Where did we actually go to be able to relax ourselves? Was it spas? What kind of ointments and herbs did we use? Was it all pharmaceuticals? These questions breeds Afro Futurism. You need answers to that. Right. I can keep going.
If you don't, can I get Joe Bait, Nate? And pull up that ham picture. I mean, not ham. The other definition I gave you after ham from the Zondervan.
And I got the scripture to everything I just said. Go ahead.
Oh, you got a scripture?
No, please. Go.
If you don't ask yourself the questions that the officer just asked, if you don't ask yourself those questions, then you're already mentally accepted that your ideas were given to you.
Yeah.
You just taking it.
Yeah.
This is what it is. You have no imagination. You have. Watch this. Joe Bait, Nate.
The book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
You got to know your roots to grow anything. You got to know that. You can't get, you're not inquiring of the former age. You're not looking in these scriptures and finding out who, like all those great questions. You're not finding those things out. You're just saying, hey, well, Esau said this is what it is, and this is the best I'm going to get. But it's better for you prepared from the Lord. Right. Now, pull up that image real quick.
We're not done with that video, so hold that.
This is from the Zondervan. It's going to go right into what the officer was saying. Dress. Yes. Jump to the other page. That's the second one. Okay. Dress. Paragraph. The second paragraph. Watch this. The clothing worn by the Hebrew people of biblical times was graceful. 1. Modest. 2. And exceedingly significant.
Wait, hold on. No. You're not going to just read that.
Uh-oh.
You ain't gonna just read that and think that, even for example, like I'll give you another one that people are not thinking about, right? If we had clothing, right, how could we tell a woman was a virgin and ones that weren't? How can we tell the difference between the king's daughters and the ones who got put out because of what they did? There was even clothing differences in there that were still better. Watch, I'm gonna give you an example. Ooh. Give me Chronicles. Yes, sir. Hold on. Is it in Samuel?
Yeah, it's in Samuel.
Yeah, who know what I want? Give me that.
13. Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
And she had a garment of diverse colors upon her.
Read.
For with such robes were the king's daughters that were virgins. Apparel.
Go ahead.
Then his servant brought her out and bolted the door after her.
So they had different garments on specifically for these kind of women. Not everybody wasn't following the exact same fashion sense, even though everybody was modest. Look at this. Right. Our garments never seem to show, for example, stuff like this. All of their hair is their hair. All of their hair is their natural color. Right? Those jewels is something that was made by our jewelers. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Give me another one. It looked like he's subservient to her. Give me another one. That's fire.
Y'all look at that thing, man.
Yeah, next. Give me another one. Fire. So you can see how I was saying, well, we are talking about, so it's fair enough that the women coming up. So we are talking about them. Good. Give me another one. Ooh. Lovely. What's that in the background back there? What's that vehicle back there?
That looks like the past. That's our future.
Yeah, because there was like
something futuristic, don't it?
Yeah, because there was like, hey, I thought you said no technology and whatnot. Esau didn't make that. White man didn't make the stuff that we was putting up on the TikTok and other things. Y'all going based off of technology that Esau made, the so-called white man. That's God made. That's God made. That vehicle is spiritual. That have nothing to do. Everything that Esau made, when you use it, it destroys the economy. It destroys the world. That right there, that entering into your land is a blessing. Let me show you. I'm gonna give you the proof.
Hey, that ain't no push to start either.
That's not gonna destroy the world. It will when it's time to destroy America. But I'm talking about when those chariots come around. When it was for us, it was for good things. Watch this. I'm gonna show you.
Praises.
I'm gonna show you. Now they have other instances in the scriptures when the chariot came, and it can mean other things. Like in Zechariah 5, you see, for example, right? But I'm gonna give you an example of when it came and it gave us good. Go to Exodus chapter 40. Unfamiliar chapter with a lot of you, I'm sure. Exodus chapter 40 and verse
34.
Is that what I want? Yes.
Exodus chapter 40 and verse 34.
Come on.
Then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle.
The glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Go ahead.
And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation because the cloud abode thereon.
So it's saying cloud. You're thinking white puff, right? Water vapor that turned into gas and became, white cloud. That's what you're thinking. Go ahead.
Because the cloud thereon. And the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys.
It went on in all their journeys. Go ahead.
But if the cloud were not taken up, they journeyed not.
Then they journeyed not. So they was listening and following this cloud that was guiding them, right? Okay, go ahead.
To the day, not till the day that it was taken up.
Right.
For the cloud of the Lord was upon the tabernacle by day.
By the day it was on the tabernacle. Go ahead for shade, right? Because they was wandering and they had to walk through deserts and other little parts, right? Go ahead.
And fire was on it by night.
Pause. Now, if this is a regular cloud, how was this regular cloud on fire if a cloud naturally is water?
Ooh.
So wait, no, it's not talking about a regular cloud. It's not. Right. What it's talking about, go to Isaiah. This is the kind of cloud it's talking about. Keep that photo up. And matter of fact, do you have any of our photos with the chariots? My man. Give me that, Isaiah. You know I want 60.
Yeah, 66?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 15.
Come on.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
Will come with fire.
And with his chariots.
And with his chariots.
Like a whirlwind.
Go ahead.
To render his anger and fury.
Go ahead.
And his rebuke in flames of fire.
Right, in flames of fire. Is that, so let me see. Hold on. Let me see. There's another one where it's mentioning, and that might actually be it. That might actually be it. Yeah. So that one is showing how the chariots also have fire because he's coming with it because it's chariots. Look at this. His chariots with it has fire around it. That's what he's talking about. It was with them as a pillar, like damn near shade by day, and a fire by night.
That's a city in itself right there.
That right there. So when we go back to that other photo, when you saw the what y'all call a UFO, you see that in the background. You're like, oh, but no, that's science fiction. Because they had another part. Speculative fiction is what it said.
Right, speculative.
I'm going to tell you, the fiction part that I would say is definitely fiction is the vision that y'all see that's like Esau. The part where you see chariots like that up in the sky and us traveling to different galaxies in and out of different realms and dimensions. God said, ye are gods.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say this. People like to discredit God's name. They like to discredit God's name. Listen, God made everything that you see and don't see. I'm talking about even to the smallest little matter. Matter of fact, give me that in Wisdom of Solomon. I'm going to show you something. Even the matter, I think it says something like that. I think it's 11. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second to find it. It's talking about how he even had created the matter.
Was that a matter?
Yeah, give me it was 11:17. That's what it is.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse 17.
Come on.
For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter.
That made the world of matter. And matter, that's down damn near to the smallest element. As small as that is to as great as planets and universes. God made it. Go ahead.
Without form.
Without form.
One it not means to send among them a multitude of bears and fierce lions.
But the part I want is how for thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form. He is the author of all of it. So if he said he has the power to give us power, if he said ye are gods, why would we limit ourselves to just thinking about Afro Futurism only here?
Right.
No.
Hit the bomb! We go places.
There's when we get our futuristic kingdom, it's going to be not just here. It's going to be back home in the other realm.
Hey, how they start off Star Trek? Space.
Yeah.
The last frontier.
Yeah, so listen, that stuff that we have as Afrofuturism, the thought in your head is still embedded in captivity.
There's more on that definition too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, go back to that
It's still
dress.
embedded in slavery. The Afrofuturistic thought that you have is still embedded in being destroyed. It's not there yet. Go ahead.
Pull it up. It says, the clothing worn by the Hebrew people of biblical times was graceful, modest, and exceeding significant.
And I'm sorry, we still haven't got past this part.
Yeah, let's go.
You ever notice, keep this right here. You ever notice you either have to go far in the past or far in the future for a woman to know how to cover her ass. But right now,
Yeah.
right now, she still want to be naked. Bro, listen, I always notice that. Like, even read the definition.
They were considered so much a part of those who wore them that they not only told who and what they were,
right,
but were intended as external symbols of the individual's innermost feelings and deepest desires and his moral urge to represent God aright.
Oh, so look, hit the bomb. The way that they dress themselves. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. You married, you need to send your wife that thing. Some of the sisters, y'all need to take mention of that. Right. Based off of how you dress, shows your innermost desire. It shows that. If you don't know how to take care of yourself, we're talking about the future, right? Believe it or not, this class per se is called Afro Futurism. But what we're talking about is basic. Your morals shows that you ain't ready for no kind of future. The way you dress shows niggerdom. Damn. You dress like slop. You dress like a thought. You dress like ain't nobody business. That's what you dress like. You look like you rolled in the closet and came out with the best.
No self-value.
Yeah.
You guys?
Go ahead.
Hey, look.
Because that plays a part in the future.
It does.
People like to overthink. Like when they look at all of this other stuff, I look at some small stuff like, all right, with the water, where we getting our water from, right? But then what are you dressed like? What are we dressed like? What are we doing with our bodies? Because that shows a lot about how far advanced you are by just simply how you want to present yourself, right? Because whatever the society is, you have to see the people that's controlling the society. What do those people look like? And how are they dressed? Go ahead.
Let me get Hebrews 8 and 5.
Yes, sir.
I'm bringing this out because we just read something that says it shows. You want to go first? It says it shows who and what they are simply by what they wear, right? So that means in order for you to know that, it has to be something put in place to let you know, and look, Mimi, you said send this to your wives and them because some of y'all don't know how to dress. This is the pattern of how you dress as a woman of God, correct? Okay, it's a design. Watch this, 8 and 5. I know you're like, where I'm going with them. This is my Abraham stuff right now. I know you're like, where I'm going with it. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 5.
Let's go.
Who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things.
There is an example and a shadow of heavenly things. Read.
As Moses was admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle.
So when Moses went up into the mount, God showed him a lot of things that Moses seen that was what we could call futuristic of something that he wanted him to do. Watch this. Read.
For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern shown thee in the mount.
According to the what shown?
The pattern shown thee in the mount.
So God gave Moses a blueprint of what to make. He gave him a pattern. Like, listen, when you go down there, not only do you tell them this is how you make this tabernacle, not only do you give them the pattern on how to do this, how to put this there, what time to go in there, and all of this, you also give them laws on how to dress, how to talk, how to, all of that, right? Yeah. It's a pattern of things, right? So the same way God gave us the blueprint on how to make that tabernacle is the same way we got a whole other list of laws of patterns that you should go by in order to be saying, I'm the child of God.
Such as this one.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5.
The
woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
You women cannot put on men's clothes. And I don't care if it say women on it. Like I don't care if it say women on it. Hey, look, if it's pants, you ain't got no reason putting on pants. Hey, this ain't why I logged in. Yeah, this is why you logged in. Because in order to get to the future, you have to know the past. The past says that the woman shall not what?
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither you soft, simplified, Charmin, toilet tissue, soft, yellow, make me sad brothers.
Squishy.
Batiman.
Moist.
Yeah, you moist brothers.
Get
Your
some
frou-frou
balls,
boy.
brother. What the hell is wrong with you?
Putting on women's clothes. Listen, if you can still repent. You can change out of that. Sisters, y'all can repent.
Sir.
Y'all can change out of that. But just understand, a lot of y'all are cross-dressing. Y'all sin that y'all do regularly. Y'all doing the same thing how you look at a man wearing a dress.
Dang.
Y'all doing the same thing.
Hey. And going back to what it said it shows who you are, what you represent, your innermost desires, and to represent your God. So when you see Afro Futurism, where brothers got 3-piece suits on,
your God is the white
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah. And
You
it go-
still believe in white Jesus.
And I know some people may be like, okay, well, what is that pattern? Because God is our Father. So, like it said in Genesis, Bishop Yawasab brings this out all the time. Like, I got to read it. I'm sorry, officer. You good? Can I read it right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get Genesis 1. I love this. Bishop Yawasab. Shout out to Bishop Yawasab, man. Genesis 1 and verse 4.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4. And
Look.
God saw the light, and it was good.
Uh-huh.
And God divided the light from the darkness.
The point I wanted to bring this out was God saw the light, that it was good. So God had a vision in his head on what he wanted his son to look like. And before he did the matter, took everything, formed all the elements to make his son, he visioned it in his head first. And only then did he say, okay, cool. I know what I want him to look like. Then he began to use all the elements to make Christ. And when it looked exactly like he had it in his head, he said, that is good. So what he was saying was, the reason why I brought that out is, not only when God said that was good, when he gave the power to Christ to make everything else, Christ had a pattern and a vision in his head on how he wanted his people to dress, how he wanted his people to move. When Christ had that vision up here, he gave it to Moses in the mount. This is the pattern. So when he gave that pattern to the children of Israel, when we begin to stray, Esau can look at us and say, ain't no way that's the children of God.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ain't no way.
I'm getting hyped. Let's
Because
go.
we're going off the pattern that was set up from God to Christ that's supposed to go to us.
Right.
Hey,
I just want to throw that.
nah, that's it. Because, bro, listen, Wisdom of Solomon 13 and 3.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 and verse 3.
Now, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, check it out. Bring the cap. Can y'all focus?
Hey,
What the hell y'all doing?
Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 and verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods.
Right.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Go ahead.
For the first author of beauty
God, the first author of beauty,
have created them.
created us. And he told us how we need to be. So I'm gonna just hold for a second. Because I do want to move forward. I want to finish that video. So y'all just got like a couple scriptures in a row. But listen, that Afro Futurism, it has to be predicated on the way you move now.
Right.
That's why inside of the New Testament he said, but lo, the kingdom of heaven is within you. But in order for you to bring out the future that you want, it requires actions now.
Right.
You can't still act like a nigga thinking that you're going to get the future that y'all talking about y'all desire. You can't. It's impossible. As a whole, it has to be a nation moving in the same spirit. The white man, they move in the same. They move the same. It don't matter. They move the same. Chinese, they move the same. Africans, the real ones, they move the same. East Indians, but we the only ones that don't. We have to start moving the same in order to get to the future. That's what it is. We have to. Otherwise, you ain't gonna get no kind of future. Your future is gonna be death, doom, and destruction. Bottomless pit for you. Hey, go to the video.
Yeah, man. While y'all getting that video, I'm not gonna pull the scripture, but Isaiah 3:16, Ezekiel 16:10. Hey, some of y'all comb through that and see how we used to dress.
Oh, we gonna get that Ezekiel in a second.
Yeah, implement that thing.
Hey, officer, whenever you get finished on your video, remember you asked all those questions. What was our culture? What do we dress? What do we learn? When you was asking all those things,
Yeah.
Esau got an answer for you. Whenever you get finished, I got the video posted. He answered the question for you. When you said, tell us about these things, who we were, where we at, where did we come from? Oh, he gave us the answer. We're going to post it whenever you get finished.
All right.
I'll tell you.
It's on the channel.
Let's finish the video we was at. The Black World, Damn, Suit and Tie took us on a tangent. Go ahead.
It's the God they worship. Yep.
Women.
All the women look.
Hey, and
go ahead.
nothing against y'all sisters. It ain't. Because y'all need to be there too. Y'all have to. Y'all came over here with us. We're going to leave out of here together. But there's a reason why it's always y'all in the forefront. And I think of two. One, three. The enemy made this for us. That's one. The second is a woman made this. That's the other one. The third is if a brother did make it, it's his lust. He worshiped women.
These some tough women.
Notice
too.
how all the women got on the quote-unquote so-called futuristic wear, and the men got on
suit and tie.
Right. Sisters got like warrior cuts too. Like some warrior haircuts. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, and by the way, any of you sisters who believe, who goes opposite and believe that women can be warriors too, strong, all of that other stuff, then feel free to log off. It's all right. Just come back, because what we're talking about is nationhood, unity, and the unity starts when a woman is in subjection to a man. Always been that way. It is what it is. You're not gonna get in the future. In the future, there's no way in hell this place is getting ruled by a woman. Y'all are too emotional. Logically, you're not the same. You're not the same as a man. And this is love to you, because there's smart women. Y'all better than the other nations. Y'all smarter than their ass. So
Right.
y'all better than everybody. Y'all better than, but you're just not better than your black man.
You're going to learn today.
Just know that.
They hate 1 Corinthians 11:3 so much. I always stress this. 1 Corinthians 11:3 is literally what you just said. Yeah. It's the hierarchy. It's a universal hierarchy.
Yeah.
The sister can't get over the fact that she's under 3 people.
Yeah, hey.
That don't make no damn sense.
And here's the sad part. Right? Yeah, she can't get over the fact she's under 3. Yeah, here's the sad part.
Everybody else.
Over every other piece of existence, but you're just not the man, Christ, and God. So look, here's the bad part. Animals think better than niggas.
Dang.
Beasts that you want to step. They have cockroaches that think better than niggas. The female cockroach knows better than to stand up against the male cockroach. The damn female rat knows better than to lay down with the male rat if that male rat don't have his own nest. Beasts, the female lions don't disrespect that male lion, because he is the monster of the house. Hippos, I don't care how big or small, disgusting, slimy, whatever you want to put it. They have the things that you look at and spit at and crush and dismantle that think better than you. Like, damn, wow. And I'm talking about you brothers too. You simple Negroes. Go ahead.
Yeah, these sisters too tough for me. I don't know. Oh, some of y'all look like that now.
Now that's all right, they have
that was accurate.
That's
accurate as hell. All that damn just for me in your hair.
All right, I had enough of this, man.
Yeah, these sisters too tough for me, man.
So, give me the next one.
Y'all avoid any sisters that shaves off the sides and keeps the top and stuff. That's a warrior right there.
Talking about they going natural.
Yeah,
hey, play that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Play that RDC video, because.
Oh, are they stupid?
To get a question to Officer Abraham, they got to answer. Esau got to answer.
RDC stupid.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So Officer Abraham said, "Where is this at? Where is this? Teach us this. Show us this. Show us this. Show us where we at. Our artificers, our mathematicians." Here's the answer that they gave when we asked that question. Go ahead, play that.
So today in class we'll be learning all about Black history. So write down that Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, Martin Luther King, he had a dream, and moving on to Anne Frank. So it all started in 1939, back in World War II. When, yes, Mark?
Is that it for Black history, or?
Oh yeah, Rosa Parks said no. Don't forget that one, that's important. So yeah, like I was saying, back in 1939, at the start of the World War II,
that's all we did?
Yeah, I just told you everything.
That's the answer that they give us.
Yeah, that's it.
Because it always that. Also, y'all pretty much know. In school, it's always that one person that went against the grain. That one black child that went against the grain. Hey, where was we before that? It's always that one child that acts. Those are the answers that we give. That we get.
And they got a desk in the hallway for that.
Damn. Yeah, always. You know I used to see them too. The desk used to line up along the side of the class, and they used to put kids out there that always used to either honestly actually did misbehave,
be bad,
or the ones who actually asked too many questions that the teacher didn't know.
And my teacher, take your confusion in the hallway. That was my middle school teacher.
Hey, so anyways, WGAI, I forgot I'm sorry. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Everybody who's on the YouTube channel, donate right there. Donate. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to IUIC Raleigh. All right, so give me the next one. The one I want now. The one I want now is where it says underneath teaser trailer. Give me that one. Underneath teaser trailer.
I like
Is this
I
underneath?
like this dude stuff.
No, that's not underneath.
That's the other one.
Yeah.
It's the same guy, I think, though.
No, wait. That's one of them. The other one is it looks like it's by David Kirkman.
Yeah.
You might have to go back on the channel to look at it.
He does some good stuff.
Yeah, you might have to go back on the channel to look at it. Yeah, it's by David Kirkman. It starts off a little different from that. So go to that one. It's the other underneath.
Yeah, I like to see that IUIC TV. You know, we do our biblical history too. I would like to see one portraying the prophecy of where we're gonna be.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
I know we can do that. We make some fire stuff.
Y'all got it? It's the other one. It's the underneath teaser trailer. Afro Futurist. Y'all ain't got it? Jeez.
Lava talk.
Yeah, lava talk.
Hey,
all right, there it is. Go ahead.
All right, Alfred. Why they pulling that up?
You should have it now. Just go ahead. Yeah, there we go. Here we go.
በከዋክብት መሃል መገኛችን የት ነው?
Where do we see the stars? All right. Hey, by the way, I'm seeing this fresh, so I don't know what I'm getting at.
ተአምር የሆነ መቁጠሪያ የሌለው ሕይወት ነው በዙሪያችን ሆኖ የሚጠራን።
All around us. I should have probably read the subtitles.
Yeah, I got you. Was that like an Earth creation thing they just did?
It looked like it. So that doctrine inside of everything get made like that.
Look at the first man though.
Oh, they showed a man instead of a woman. Interesting.
And then the lost knowledge found me.
በውስጤ የተዘጋውን ድብቅ ቁልፍ ከፈተው መዳረሻውን ሰጠኝ።
Gave me access. I think they did a cartoon thing for this too.
የቀድሞ ጀግናዎችን
all the heroes of old. Ooh, the warriors of renown.
የብሔራት አባት
The father of the nation.
It's kind of heavy. So it's talking about Afro Futurism here, right? Okay.
But it's connected to our past too.
Yeah, it's connected to right. So pause it. So it's connecting to our past while making a link to the future, saying I found out from the past, and then now I know where I'm going to go. I'm going to be, right? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. I think I'd pause it right there. Okay, good. I like that. That was interesting. Give me the one for Black Panther. They have one for Black Panther. Give me the one for Black Panther. And then I got some scriptures for y'all about how the thing gonna roll, how the Afro Futurism gonna actually play out, how we gonna actually get it. But anyways, let's get our videos though. Let's get where we have with Black Panther. What we got? I know we had one for Transformers also. Hey. And then don't let me forget, to the tail end of this, I do want to let the people know what we got coming up.
Yes, sir.
But go ahead.
Israel Futurism. Y'all picture that. Thing. We got to talk to it too. Yeah, man.
So if anybody's seen the new Black Panther, this is going into the Namor scene. Something very futuristic. I just wanted to bring this out.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you why that's heavy. You know what I want, don't you? So it says they had a city that was based off of vibranium. Like I said, that is synonymous with the scriptures, the Bible. That's what it's synonymous for. Watch this, 2 Ezra 13, and start at verse 41.
2 Ezra chapter 13 and verse 41.
Let's go.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country, which neither mankind dwelt, that they might dare keep their statutes.
So this is going into the history of the northern kingdom. After the Assyrian captivity, they began to get liberty by King Cyrus in the Persian captivity, right? He let them go. He gave them liberty. The Lord put the spirit on him to do that. So the northern kingdom came over here to keep their what?
That they might dare keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So they came over here to keep the law, statute, and commandments in a land where no mankind never dwelt, right? So when you look at back in Black Panther, right, they was in a place underwater, which is synonymous with Northern Kingdom coming over here to a land where never mankind dwelt to keep their laws, statute, and commandments. Right. When you go back to the Black Panther and look at the underwater scene, that is a more futuristic, we're trying to give you a thought of what it looks like when Northern Kingdom was on this side by themselves, keeping the law, statute, and commandments.
And you know, you have to think, because I still like, I'm going to keep on mentioning about the whole Afro, like what we're bringing out. The reason why I felt like it was a good thing that we talk about stuff like this, and we use, because y'all know how we do with the movies, the series shows, the music, we bring that stuff out, and we have to show you that that the thought about how y'all look at the future was already placed in your brain. That went over. That thought has already been placed in your brain with the movies they've been putting out. So it's not abstract that you would think that the technology in the future that you would need is based off of what they gave you. That the way that men dress is something that they gave you. The way that the women dress and always putting them first is what they gave you. That's not abstract. That's why we need to talk about it. The way y'all look at the future ain't what God wants. And I'm showing you that some of the things that became some of the most popular movies, even some little things that's in the indie movies, the shows or whatever, you follow it, and here's one of the examples right here. This is one.
It's based in that.
Yeah, it's based in it.
Hey, skip ahead to the scene where it shows the city. Yeah, keep going. Where she actually starts to see it, yeah. Because we ain't trying to, there you go, bomb, right there. Yeah, see? I'm about to put some over that music.
Yeah, that was another scene of paradise for them.
Tying in what Officer Sear just said, what Officer Abraham said, Revelation 18:4, because we cannot base our future off what our oppressors have created for us, the thoughts they've put in our heads. We have to reform our thoughts with the Bible. 1. 2, we can't have that type of future with them there. If you notice all the paradises that we've been seeing, there are no Esau there. There are no other nations there. It's just us. That's the only way you're going to have that. Revelation 18:4. Read that.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
We have to come out. We have to leave. In order to leave here in a chariot, you have to mentally, spiritually leave behind all your attachments to this place. Everything that they put in your mind, or the idea of a relationship is. All those questions also ask what their idea of culture is, what their idea of a marriage is, what their idea of serving God is, freedom, equality, love. We have their ideas of those things. We have to leave behind and reform it to what the God in the Bible has said, to be able to come out of her and what?
Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
That's what we have to do to avoid those things, to get on that chariot and have that future, that Israel futurism that we want. We have to come out of it. You stay here, you die here. You stay here mentally, you die here.
Yep. Hey, so this is something that I want to pull out, right? Now, on our channel, we have a few things. One of the things is it says Esau knows the future concerning God. Now, there was a couple things that we have for examples with that, right? Now I want to transition a bit. How does, and I guess this could be the name of this chapter of the video, how does, or how will, however you want to word it, how will the Afro future look like? What would the Afro future look like? All right.
And that chapter thing is going forward, too.
Yeah, we got to do that. So, y'all gonna see a lot of changes this winter, by the way. Anyways, let's start Revelation chapter 4.
Sir.
Hey, and you got the video that I want? So what would the kingdom look like? What do you have to look forward to? Matter of fact, hold that first Go to Matthew chapter 17. I do want to hit that one. That was one I wanted to pull earlier. But let's go ahead and get it now. Let me show you what the real Afro Futurism is. 17 and verse 24. Start there.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17 and verse 24. And when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, doth your master pay tribute? He saith, yes.
So it's talking about taxes. Does your master pay taxes, tribute? Go ahead.
And when he was come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon?
What's on your mind? Go ahead.
Of whom
I'm telling you, that's a black man. That's a black, little small stuff when you just read it. He's like this. He prevented, like he's trying to come into the house. He's trying to, he walking up. And so he's like, before he came in, like, yo. As a matter of fact, look, if you can, scoot to this camera right here. Yeah, scoot to this camera. So like this, like, all right. Like, say for example, you trying to come in. Oh, no, I'm coming in. And I'm like,
hey, hold up, bro.
All right. Well, he said, what you want? What you doing? He said, what's on your mind?
What's on your mind, bro?
Yeah. That's what he did. He's like, oh, what's on your mind?
So
go ahead.
What you think about this?
You have to act it out because they're like, well, that's what's happening. But go ahead.
What thinkest thou, Simon?
What's on your, hold on, what's going on? Go ahead.
Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute?
So he asked him just for common courtesy. I already know. He's like, because he saw what happened. He's like, Peter like, because Peter was about to ish. Peter ready to go. But anyways, he's like, I have to say, let me stress that. Peter actually was one of those ones that if it came down to it, if he had to fight to get the kingdom at that time, he would have put his sword up and they got rolling. Peter was one of them. He was about it. Trusted. So he was upset that he couldn't really, he was like, yo, I can't stand these mother. And so Christ was like, hold, what's on your mind? Who are we supposed to pay taxes to? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Of whom do the kings of the earth could take custom or tribute?
Right.
Of their own children?
Of our own people?
Or of the strangers?
Or of the other nations that's over us. Go ahead.
Peter saith unto him, of strangers.
Read.
Jesus saith unto him, then are the children free.
So if we always pay taxes, we're always slaves. When we now don't have to pay taxes, that's when we're free.
Perfect. Dang. So it was time for Peter. So I'm putting it into acting it out.
Yeah.
So it was that time of the year or that month, whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's time because we all got to pay taxes.
We all do.
And Peter was pissed. Man, I got to. Hey, chill out, bro.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah.
So what you think about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know you're a slave, right?
Yeah. Hey, you ain't free. Right, he said, you ain't free. Right. He said, then are the children free.
Because you rolling with me, you don't got to pay taxes? You got to pay taxes, right? Hey, but that's not an excuse to not pay your taxes. Pay your taxes, bro.
Yeah, that's why, hell, we just read Christ said to do it right here.
Right.
So anyways, God. Let's go from top and then go down. God. Go ahead.
Oh, read on the same?
Yeah, go to God chapter. What was it? I said God.
Yeah, I was like
Revelation chapter 4.
Yes, sir.
I heard something in my background. I heard a baby back there. But anyways, y'all forgive me. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 4 and verse
1.
Okay. Revelation chapter 4 and verse 1. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard And the first voice I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me.
As it were a trumpet talking with me. The voice was so loud.
Deke hit that earlier.
Yeah, the voice was so loud. Precept that you want is 1 Thessalonians 4:16. We ain't got to get it. But the trumpet was so loud, it was as though a loud trumpet sounded throughout that. Go ahead.
Talking with me, which said,
Go ahead.
Come up hither.
Come up hither. Come here. Go ahead.
And I will show thee things which must be hereafter.
Read.
And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven.
So I saw a throne set in heaven. Go ahead.
And one sat on the throne.
And the person that sat on the throne.
And he that sat was to look on like a jasper and a sardine stone.
Let's look at what those stones look like, please. Let's look at those stones. Now, I have photos also. I know one of y'all doing one thing. The other one of y'all back there in IT. I had photos a while ago when we had talked about something similar to this. And it was about the throne, the how it looked. If y'all can find those AI images, you're going to just have to scroll up on AOG radio. So let me see. What's the sardine? Okay. Oh, so brown. Good. Interesting. So they have color. So the person sitting on the throne won't red. He was a brown-skinned man. Interesting. So the future, this is Revelation. End time prophecy. Kingdom set up. In the kingdom, after everything's set up, a black man's gonna be sitting on there.
Ooh.
The main king. Interesting.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Read that verse 2 again.
Verse 2. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne.
And one sat on the throne.
And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
This man's complexion looks just like these brown stones. Go ahead.
And there was a rainbow round about the throne.
And so this rainbow didn't symbolize LGBT. That ain't gonna be in the future. That's not Afro Futurism. That's death. Matter of fact, hold that. You stay right there. Go to Mark chapter 12, verse 27.
Bring it out.
That's death. That whole ideology of having the same sex relations, that is death to the future. That's death to generations. There's no way in hell. I don't know what that was.
The sound effects guy is crazy right now.
There's
Come on,
no
bro.
way in hell that makes a child to continue to generate. Read that scripture right there.
The book of Mark, chapter 12 and verse 27. He is not the God of the dead.
He's not the God of things that stop generations.
But the God of the living.
But he's the God of the regeneration. So when you continue to regenerate, have babies, he's the God of the living, not the God of the dead. That's just a simple example. That's just a simple example. He's not the God of the dead. He ain't the God of people who want to practice that. But he's the God of those who actually practice life.
Yeah.
Life is when it said the rainbow, right? The rainbow, you might be confused as to the purpose of the rainbow. Well, I'm about to show you what it is. You get that image right up there, Give me that in Genesis chapter 9.
The book of Genesis. I got caught on the image. God. The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 13.
Yeah, keep those right there rolling.
I do set my bow in the clouds.
I set my rainbow in the clouds. Go ahead.
And it shall be a token of a covenant.
It shall be a token. The reason why you see this is because it's a token after what I just did. Go ahead.
Between me and the earth.
Between me and the earth. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth.
When I bring a cloud over the earth?
That the bow shall be seen in the cloud.
Now anyways, go ahead.
And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh.
So this right here, because there's a difference when you see the term cloud. Sometimes it's actual clouds, the ones we know about that rain. Then there's other times where it's chariots, right? You ain't going to always see a chariot up in the sky. You might get lucky if you do. But you do see this rainbow come up when you see actual clouds when it's about to rain. The mist hits the sunlight, and then you see the rainbow, right? Good. That's what he's talking about. It's a token so that way he won't kill your behind with water again. He won't destroy the whole planet like that. So when he has now that over his throne color in heaven, give me that again. Revelation chapter 4.
The book of
Bring
Revelation.
those pictures back up. Nobody said to bring us in.
Chapter 4 and verse 3. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
Like a jasper and sardine stone. So it was a brown, dark brown man. Go ahead.
And there was a rainbow round about the throne.
And there was a rainbow around the throne. That photo is fire. Anyway, go ahead.
In the sight like an emerald.
In the sight like an emerald.
Ooh. Hey,
Hey, look. None of y'all futuristic images had anything to do nothing like this. Look better.
That's Afro.
Yeah, that's Afro Futurism, and this is just the throne. This is what he said. This is where he said, "Come up hither and look." This is just this.
It's still not good enough.
And it's still not good enough to what it's gonna be there. But none of the images, and I looked that our brothers out in the world, some of y'all have on Afro Futurism had nothing similar, nothing even close to this. And this is just the throne. Read on.
And round about the throne were 24 seats.
So they had 24 seats round about. Go ahead.
And upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold.
And then verse 5.
And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings.
So then they had power around us. So it's not just when you get in the future, we just existing with certain kind of technology and life is just handy dandy. We're going to have power in this new future. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
And voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God.
Now, this specifically is talking about God, right? Okay, cool. And I'm speaking cryptic here when I'm saying God. Just as you roll with me, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it said, and this right here is talking about God. But in that kingdom, he's going to give his followers, his people, power. And then guess what? The future, the way that you get that ain't gonna be by politics, ain't gonna be by coming together, all kumbaya, Daniel 7. This is how we gonna get it. You give me Daniel 7 and if you will, still real quick for me, give me Micah.
Sir, book of Daniel.
You know, the saints of the Lord shall, yeah, that one.
Yes, sir. The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
We're going to take it. To hell with all the other stuff. We're going to take it. Go ahead.
And possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
And know what? This is how it's going to be taken. Go to Micah 4 and 12. Watch this.
Book of Micah, chapter 4 and verse 12. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel.
Read.
For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor.
So he's going to gather us, right? Okay, good. So he's going to gather us. He's going to gather us. For a second. Don't forget that we're talking about the power that we're going to get, right? We need images to kind of flow for a bit, right?
Power.
He's going to gather us. What I need is that video. Esau knows the future concerning God. The one I just put up there. I'm about to go on a rant.
Bring it out.
So give me that.
Hey, also, while you pulling that up, I just can't help picturing that rainbow by the throne. The Most High sitting there. Hey, you ever stop playing with God? And the Most High sitting there like, you know what? I'm going to put one in. Let me put one right here, too, so I remember not to kill y'all. God pissing me off.
Yeah, hey, you got to think. When people die, right? And the time come where he finally do judge, because right when people die now, currently they sleep, unless you're the chosen, then you're going back with the Lord. But if you don't understand it, that's on you. When it's time to judge, and then you go by that throne, and he now has to judge you, and then you have to think your whole life you was gay, right? And you didn't believe in none of that, and so you see the rainbow behind him, only to realize at that time, because it's not like you're gonna come up to him without understanding. You're gonna come up to him knowing, oh, this meant I wasn't supposed to die. Meanwhile, I'm talking about the rainbow is gay. Ooh, sorry.
Ooh.
Hey, watch this. Rick, can I get one? Are you good?
I want to play this.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I got you. Play it. It says, this is what Esau knows the future. This is what I just sent y'all, right? This was the commercial? Yeah, that's it. Go ahead. This was a commercial.
And this commercial is removed. I just want to throw it out there.
There is a hurricane in Nebraska.
I remember this being on TV very briefly. I thought it was fire. It should have been a movie.
Chaos. We've got blizzards in Africa. We've got tsunamis in Paris, and the whole thing's been topped.
Look at what's happening. Riots, all of this stuff going on.
Wild beasts changing their places.
Yeah, wild beasts is changing their places. Everybody looking up, right? All right, so God was black too. Okay, interesting.
Where's the bomb?
Hey,
the sound effects guy only got the bomb, and that's right today, and he barely hit the bomb. What's going on?
God.
Wake up!
Hey, now the only thing is, of course, it was a worldly example, the suits and all, but still, the imagery on there was us getting this place being destroyed, and that what the Christians call the rapture, right? That's actually talking about us getting picked up to go to the other side, go back to our homeland, and go to the wilderness, right? Okay, you had a scripture before I go? Yeah? All right. This is what I want. Go to Psalm chapter 10, real quick.
Yes, sir.
All right. Go to Psalm chapter 10, verse 12.
Psalm chapter 10 and verse 12. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble.
Forget not the humble. Go ahead.
Wherefore doth God contemn God? Or wherefore doth the wicked contemn God? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require.
So he said, God ain't gonna do nothing to me if we keep treating these people like this. That's what he's saying. Those of y'all that's so-called black, you Israelites that don't believe, right? Y'all African Americans per se, right? Jamaicans, Haitians, Native Indians, Hispanics. Those of y'all that also fall within the category, just like that so-called white man, he talking about y'all too. Come on.
Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite, to requite it with thy hand.
Come on.
The poor committeth himself unto thee.
Read.
Thou art the helper of the fatherless.
He's the helper of the fatherless. Talking about us as a whole. Those who believe and trust in him. Go ahead.
Break thou the arm of the wicked and
the future.
evil man.
This is the future. Break the arm of the wicked. The God that we serve. The one that you're supposed to be serving, black man, black woman, Hispanic and Native Indian man and woman, is the God that's going to give judgment to the garbage that we suffered this whole time. We want God to come back and break arms, separate limbs, step on bodies. We want power. That's what we want. Come on.
Break thou the arm of the wicked and evil man.
Read.
Seek out his wickedness.
Look for all of that wickedness.
Till thou find none.
And then get rid of all of it. Go ahead.
The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land.
How did that happen? Because it says perished, right? I didn't forget Daniel. I didn't forget the Micah because I didn't finish it. He said they're going to come out, right? They're going to come out of the land. And then watch this. Go back to Micah 4 one more time.
Micah 4. Verse 12.
Yep.
But they know not the thoughts of the Lord.
Right.
Neither understand they his counsel.
Right.
For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor.
So he's going to gather us as the sheaves. Now, here's a precept. Go to Matthew chapter 3. Here's Afro Futurism. This is Afro Futurism. In the future, this is how it starts. Right. It starts with us repenting, getting ourselves right, removing the thoughts of another man from in our head to making our thoughts like God. Once we learn who we are, come together, then there's a destruction that has to happen. Right? That's what we're talking about currently. Matthew chapter 3.
12.
Matthew chapter 3 shall gather his wheat into the garner. That's what
Matthew chapter 3 and verse 12. Whose fan is in his hand.
Whose fan is in his hand. That makes the flame hotter. Go ahead.
And he will thoroughly purge his floor.
Go ahead.
And gather his wheat into the garner.
And he's going to gather his wheat, his chosen, into the garner. That means he's going to pick it like a farmer. He's going to pick it up, his wheat, and then bring it to his house. He's going to pick us up from here and bring us to our land. And when we get to the wilderness, go to Ezekiel 20 now. What is that? Ezekiel 20, I forget where it's at. Yeah, something 33. Give me that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20. Yeah, there we go. And verse, I'm sorry, it is 30.
Yeah, come on. 20 and verse 33. That's where it is.
Yes, sir. Chapter 20 and verse 33.
Read.
As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you.
Rule over us. Go ahead.
And I will bring you out from the people.
I'll bring you out from the people. He's going to lift us up, what the Christians call the rapture. He's going to lift us up and bring us. Go ahead.
And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
Read.
With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm.
Read.
With fury poured out.
With fury poured out. Go ahead.
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
And I'll bring you into the wilderness of the people. He's going to bring us into the same wilderness. That's the kind of God that's coming back to come and destroy and conquer. He's going to bring us with those chariots we described earlier. And he's going to pick us up with those and bring us to the wilderness. Same one that Moses brought the Israelites to. He's going to bring us right back there. Go ahead.
And there will I plead with you face to face.
He's going to plead with us face to face. Read.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So will I plead with you, saith the Lord.
Right, so he's going to give us the understanding of all things, but he also has to do this next thing too. Go ahead.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod.
Read.
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
So playtime is over. Grace period is done. Go ahead.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
And he's going to purge out the rebels, the ones who still want to hold on to the ideologies of America, to the ideologies of this world. That's why this class is important. Get rid of that old thought about how you thought the future is supposed to be and adopt the new thought, the brand new thought, that this is the future. The way how you get there is by following what it says here. And you have no idea the levels that this Bible is talking about. We're about to mention it briefly. Here, go ahead.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
Go ahead.
And them that transgress against me.
And them that break my commandments. Go ahead.
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn.
Which is here and everywhere else. Go ahead.
And they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
Because they're going to die in the wilderness. Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Now, once we get out of the wilderness, once we get out, right? Watch this. Once the rebels are purged, what happens, because this is sometimes something, right? Once the rebels are purged, what's going to happen before we get the power in the wilderness? Go ahead. Now, watch this. I want Isaiah I want Isaiah 35 and 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 35 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them.
Right, it's going to be glad for us, the righteous, his chosen. Go ahead.
And the desert shall rejoice and blossom as a rose.
So as we're stepping and walking, the place is going to start sprouting up with new plants. It's going to start coming alive. It starts like a desert, but as we start walking on that wilderness that's already desert, it's going to start to become a wilderness. Go ahead.
It shall blossom abundantly.
Read.
And rejoice even with joy and singing.
That's a, hey, the creature waiteth for the earnest manifestation of the sons of God. Go ahead. That's Romans talking. Go ahead.
The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it.
Read.
The excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our God.
And the excellency of our God. So, read verse 3. Keep going.
Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees.
Read.
Say to them that are of a fearful heart.
Say to them that are of a fearful heart.
Be strong.
Be strong.
Fear not.
Fear not.
Behold, your God will come with vengeance.
Yo, your God is going to come with vengeance. Go ahead.
Even God with a recompense. He will come and save you.
He's coming with the payback to come and save you. He's telling you to be strong because he's going to give you power. Go ahead.
Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened.
Then the blind is going to be able to see.
And the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped.
And the deaf that also believe is going to be able to hear. Go ahead.
Then shall the lame man leap as in heart.
Then a lame man that was once inside the wheelchair and needed a cane is going to jump high, leaping over walls with power. That's what he's talking about. Come on.
And the tongue of the dumb shall sing.
And then they're going to be able to use their vocal cords again to another level. Go ahead.
For in the wilderness shall waters break out.
So then there was once desert. There's going to be water springing out through the desert to now water which start to grow up like those plants. Go ahead.
And streams in the desert.
Go ahead.
And the parched ground shall become a pool.
Because that's what it is right now, parched. But when we get back there, the righteous and the rebels are purged. This is going to happen. Go ahead.
And the thirsty land springs of water.
Go ahead.
In the habitation of dragons.
In the habitation of snakes.
Where each lane shall be grass and reeds of rushes.
Read.
And an highway shall be there.
So an highway shall be there. Hold on. And an highway shall be there. Question for all of y'all online.
Ooh.
How did the Israelites get from Egypt into Israel? They walked, right? The water was split. And then we entered in. Right? Okay. Finish that, verse 8.
And an highway shall be there. And a way. And it shall be called the way of holiness.
That's the name of it, the way of holiness. Read.
The unclean shall not pass over it.
The rebels shall not pass over it. Go ahead.
But it shall be for those, the wayfaring men, though fools shall not err therein.
Right. Now, Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11. I'm almost back to Michael. Give me a second. I just had to, Isaiah 11, verse 15.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 15.
This is Afro Futurism. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea.
So this is the highway that he's talking about. He's talking about how it got made. Go ahead.
And with this mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river.
Over the river, same way like you saw with Moses. Go ahead.
And shall smite it in the seven streams.
And shall smite it, then the water's going to rise up just like a wall. And then what we going to do?
And make men go over dry shod.
And then we're going to walk right across again from the wilderness after they come up with life. We're going to walk right back into the land. Then once we get there, back to Micah. Give me Micah one more again. Now when we get there, this is what happened with that. This is Afro Futurism.
The book of Micah, chapter 4 and verse 12. Come on, man. Yeah. The book of Micah, chapter 4 and verse 12. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord.
Read.
Neither understand they his counsel.
Come on.
For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor.
Right. The nations don't understand it. But we going to get it and then get changed. Go ahead.
Arise and thresh.
It says arise. So get up and thresh. Do you know what that thresh is? When you farm, those of you agriculturalists, when you use a threshing instrument, you're cutting, you're destroying. You're a blade, you're a weapon. He said, arise and thresh. Go ahead.
O daughter of Zion.
Read.
For I will make thine horn iron.
I'm going to give you power. Go ahead.
And I will make thy hoofs brass.
You got to think about how an animal, like a rhino, uses its horn to hit. And then some of them, and like that, I think it's horses or something else, use hooves to stomp. He's saying that we're going to have that power. Go ahead.
And I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people. And I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord.
Read.
And their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth.
And then after we do that, now they're gonna pay us taxes. Ooh. They're gonna pay us taxes. They're gonna subject themselves to us. Then we have the kingdom. Where are all of our photos at? Y'all got something? Give us our photos.
Hey.
Y'all got something for us?
Go ahead, Ops. Go ahead, Ops.
Let me get Psalms. Let me get Psalms. Let me get that Psalms.
I'm losing my voice.
Hey, all right, I lost my yesterday. All praise. Let me get Psalms 65 and 4. Because you mentioned something earlier, officer. You was mentioning something about the rainbow. And you said how it doesn't mean LGBTQ, RS, LMNP. One of them letters, right? You said it means something else, right? And the reason why that was heavy, because a lot of people, what is the one thing that now men are starting to say that most time women say? Oh, we'll tell them something that they're doing according to the Bible that is wrong. They'll say, well, I'll deal with God when let God tell me. I'll deal with God when that time comes. All right, watch this.
Psalm chapter 65 and verse 4.
Because you mentioned about the 7 spirits that's standing in front of God, right? Read.
Blessed is the man whom thou choosest.
First of all, nobody can just walk up to that throne that you was mentioning about in Revelation 4. You have to be chosen to come up into that area amongst the God with those 7 spirits there. You have to be chosen. Read.
And causes to approach unto thee.
What is this saying? You can't just approach God because you want to. That's exactly what that's saying. So when y'all be saying stuff like, oh, let God tell me, or I'll wait to deal with God when that comes. You say I can't wear this, I'll wait for God. First of all, you ain't even going to be able to be approaching God like that. It ain't going to happen. Read on.
That he may dwell in thy courts, which shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house.
The goodness of his house is what we're going to be satisfied with, which is exactly what Officer Abraham was bringing out right now. You was bringing out what's going to be in that house, the goodness of it. That's what we're bringing about. Read.
Even thy holy temple.
Thy what?
Thy holy temple.
So the only way you're going to be able to enjoy these goodness, to be in that holy temple, you got to be chosen in order to be approached. That's all. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
If you ain't keeping the commandments, don't expect to be chosen.
Hey, let me get Psalms 1 and 1. I'm gonna back them up. Let me get Psalms 1 and 1. Because it says you got to be chosen to approach the throne. We're talking about how do we get to this Afrocentric future where the black God is ruling over us and we in his presence. Psalms 1 and 1.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Again, it's like over and over again, you gotta drop the ways of the world. You gotta leave this behind. You gotta, what's that movie, Leave the World Behind? You gotta do it.
You gotta leave it.
You gotta drop that thing. Read.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
You got your circles. You gotta change your circles. Read.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Scoffing against God, right? Haters, hating themselves, hating each other. Read.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
You love this Bible. You want to be in this Bible 24/7. You want to be in this. You watch the Bible. You read the Bible. You listen to the Bible. You watch class more than Netflix, more than video games, more than one to hang out and shoot the crap and drink and all that garbage. The Bible is your #1 source of entertainment because you delight in the knowledge of God. Read.
And in his law doeth he meditate day and night.
When your Bible ain't even in your hand, it's on your mind. You think about how can I apply these scriptures. You think about what can I do to build my nation? How can I build my nation? Afrocentrism starts with you working
Futurism.
toward it.
Futurism.
Right. Futurism starts with you working. I got lists. Yeah. Working toward it. Right. Read on.
Verse 3, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
That's how do we get to that future? It's not economics. It's not none of that garbage. It's the laws and commandments of God, the spirit of God in his Bible. We need that to reach that point that we seeing in all this AI and all those wonderful things.
Hey, if you think you got a better idea of how because you ain't gonna get that futuristic vision unless you gather with your people. If you got a better idea, what is it? That's what I want to know. If you got a better idea of how to gather the people together, what is it? This book, this is the most married couples I've ever seen together in my life.
Right.
Like straight up. Like, sis, I'm gonna start. So I'll put it like this: sis, you've been showing your ass on social media this whole time. You're still single. You're clearly doing something wrong, bro. If you now brothers don't have a problem actually getting a woman. Keeping them is another thing, right? But then you have these brothers that don't know how to be men. If you want to have a kingdom, you need to know how to be a man. It takes men to know how to rule a kingdom.
Right.
Because if it's gonna be a kingdom, who gonna rule it? You? The way you are? Shit, you ain't doing nothing. You got to make sure you get yourself right. Damn. So that's why I said, out of our usual shows, this topic in particular is a moral cut. That's the point of it. It's a moral cut. You think that you're going to get Afro Futurism by being niggas. You ain't getting nothing until you believe in God and you do what he said. That's the only reason why we in this predicament right now. Now, if you don't think that plays a part, then you go out there with your nigga ways and you see if that worked for you. But so far from what I can tell, I can guarantee you that it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It never will work. The time when we was ever successful in history, we was always amongst one another. We created the laws. We had our own taxes. We had this, that, and the third. Read a book instead of watching Netflix and TV.
Bring it out.
And what's heavy about that, officer, you said if you got a better way, show us. Because we've seen your ways. This ain't us being disrespectful. We're just being honest. We've seen a gang member, a person that is all about doing economy, trying to build up business, all about wealth. And we've seen people that are into children. And all of them be in the same room. Do those three agree with each other?
Absolutely not.
So how are you going to get to that futuristic vibe of that we're trying to bring towards you? How are you going to get to the kingdom if y'all three have different mindsets, different diversities, different administrations, and think you're going to make it? It doesn't work. This guy's going to be like, yo, I'm all for the streets. I ain't leaving the block. This guy going to be trying to do away with the Bible to try to build up the community by doing wealth. Oh, it's all about money. What are you doing? And this guy going to be thinking about what your little son looking at, what he looks like. Y'all, how do y'all agree? Does that work, officer? I'm confused.
It don't work.
Real quick. I'm sorry. I just thought about something.
Yeah, yes, sir.
2 scriptures. One of y'all give me Amos 3. You know what I want.
Yes, sir.
And the other one, give me Micah 2 about rob the garment. That. Give me those 2. I just thought about this. And then, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, you didn't remind me. I have more to tell the people what we got next coming up.
Yeah, I forgot. I apologize.
See, look,
I apologize.
These brothers, man.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Verse 3.
Yeah.
Can 2 walk together except they be agreed?
Can 2 people can they walk together, be side by side with one another, except they agree one with another? No. Literally, if you're just walking and then somebody's next to you, it just look like that. But he's talking about, can y'all literally dwell, build, move, except y'all agree? No, you can't. You have to agree. What's the agreement going to be based on?
The Bible.
That's what it got to be based on. So it got to be that. And look, so let's say we get the future based off of how we act now. This was going to happen. Read that, Micah.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 8. Even of late, my people is risen as an enemy.
So now, we had our own land at this time, by the way, just to let you know. Go ahead.
He pull off the robe with the garment from them that passed by.
We robbed each other. Go ahead.
Securely as men averse from war.
As men averse from war, meaning you was on a run away from another enemy, and you needed clothes because your clothes are deteriorating, so you start to rip it from other people. That's how we was acting one toward another. We was acting like that. You keep this same mentality, that's how we gonna act. So the thing that you need to do, keep God's laws, commandments. You're gonna get that kingdom. You're gonna get the right kind of futurism, right? And then we'll get it on from there. And then toward the tail end of this video, y'all see I didn't bring it up because I have to censor more, but toward the tail end of this video, in our after this thing is ended, y'all just see a collage of different photos played with some music of our own in the background. Probably the one you chose, Power. Yes, so let's do that. See, I put it in the video so that way video team can't say they forgot. And I want this as a part of the show. So anyways, all right, that being said, donate. We need places to go so we can bring that future. We can bring that future. All right? Hey, so that'll conclude what we got here. We appreciate y'all. All right? That concludes the show. Hey, I am Officer Abraham to my left.
Officer Sear.
To my right.
Officer Plier.
Hey, and this has been the
Armor God Radio Show.
Hey, this is what we want to do. We want to let y'all know what shows we got coming up here on the Armor of God Radio.
Yeah.
Some stuff that we got, right? So, yeah. So look, check it. See that?
For the first time.
Yeah, for the first time. So look, we have now. November is gonna be a big month. I have to mention this one. November is gonna be a big month. Do y'all have our images of? Do y'all have the Avatar? We're gonna be talking about Avatar. All right. November is when Gad was conquered by the pilgrims or whatever you want to call it. And Avatar goes over that in a lot of depth that people seem to usually skip over. I didn't send y'all Avatar, so it's okay. But we're gonna be going over that. So we have that. Can y'all at least give me the image like Avatar, both of them like side by side, or like you pull it up, Google search, either way.
Google Avatar series.
Give me that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Give me that real quick. So yeah, boom. Give me one of those. Yeah, either way. Give me that.
Go to the first one. Go up.
Y'all gonna have to do some editing, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a photo. You can save that one. All right, good. So we're gonna be going over the Avatar is gonna be the first one. We're gonna be going over the first one, and then the second one we're gonna have the Way of Water, right? So we're gonna be going over these two, y'all. We're gonna be going over these two for the whole month, and we're gonna bring out historical documents, books. That's gonna be big. Also, we have a couple other things that we have to deal with. We're gonna deal with next week. We're gonna deal with rage quitters and monstrous gamers. FanDuel. Ooh, we're gonna be dealing with that. You crazy people with sports. We're gonna be dealing with y'all.
When I came down.
Yeah, hey.
That's how they be feeling when they lose.
So we're gonna be dealing with that, y'all. Also, we have a couple other shows and things that we got. Some new things that we're adding in. Our marketing is different, and get ready because we want y'all to also subscribe to the Armor of God YouTube channel that we about to drop soon as well. All right. So just be ready for that. Matter of fact, no need to wait. Just look in the link, and y'all can subscribe there. All right? And, hey. Hit the bomb! Right here. Come on, brother! Help out with this right there.
And real quick, officer. And, hey, listen. We got other stuff, too. You may see us pop up in your city to do interviews.
Uh-oh.
You may see us. You see the Armor God shirts? Hey, just know we looking for an interview.
We don't have a name for it yet. But we getting there. Just know you might see us, and it's gonna be on the show.
I got the power. Come on. And the whole world in